we decided not to go anywhere. Okay, let's start. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We can chant a couple more verses of pranam that are very nice. Guru pranam. Let's see, this one is Sri Mukta Charita invocation. Goes like this. Nama sreshtam manamapi sachiputram atra sarupam rupam tasyagajam urupuri maturim goshtavatim radha kundam girivaramaho radhika madavasam prapto yasya pratita kripaya Shri Gurung Tang Natosmi. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Shachimata, the association of Srila Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, divine Radha Kunda and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Shri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. So these are all the gifts that we can obtain from Sri Guru. And then there's one more verse. He Guru Jnanadina Bandho Swanandadakta Karunaika Sindho Vrindavanasina Hitavatara Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss. And you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself. And you are preaching the glories of Radha's divine love for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. And this is referenced in the Pancharatra Pradipa. And where we got it from to put in the Pancharatra Pradipa, I don't remember, but it must have been one of the Archana manuals from one of the Gaudiya Mats, one of the Archana Paddatis, which could mean it was composed, I'm guessing, but it could have been composed by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur or one of his followers. And speaking of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, why not let's offer him also obeisances with these verses. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shivarsha Bhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. I offer my respectful obeisances to him who is also known as Varsha Bhanavi Devi Dayata Dasa. He is favored by Srimati Radharani, and he is an ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the science of Krishna. Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine. Nice. So again, welcome everyone to Saturday Sanga, wherever you are. We decided last Sunday, I guess it was, to not go north as we had been planning, because the place we were planning to go in the north suddenly became designated as a red zone of the coronavirus. So why would you want to go into from the frying pan into the fire, as we say, even if it would be safe? We didn't want to get locked down to have to stay there and not be able to come back here or go anywhere else. So here we are. And yes, I want to mention, as I promised last time, we have a special guest today who will be appearing around 50 minutes from now. And that will be very nice. So we can proceed as we have been doing with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs of Saranagati, we're beginning today with the first song of the fourth principle of Saranagati, namely taking shelter of he who gives protection. Raksibe, how does he put it in Bengali? Avasya Raksibe or Raksibe, Krishna Visvasa Palana. Having faith that Krishna and certainty that Krishna will protect. And this brings us also, I believe, to the middle of the Saranagati. So that's nice. We're coming to the middle as somehow I got muted. Okay. So I don't know how long ago I was muted. Anyway, we're singing this song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, which is the beginning of the middle of Saranagati. And this is also the beginning of the second half of the third month of Chaturmasa. And we just had the end of Purushottama Mas. Because the third month gets divided in two, and the Adhika Masa, the additional month, Purushottama Mas, gets inserted in between. So we're going to have 2 more weeks of the third month. I forget what the name of it is. And then we will have Kartik Masa beginning, what is it, October 31st, I think it begins. Something like that. Okay. So here we go. Let me move this. First song. First, the translation. I know now your divine feet are a refuge free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. At the soles of those lotus feet, I surrender myself and all I possess. O Lord, there is no other protection but you in this world of birth and death. At last, I know myself to be your eternal servant, whose maintenance you have assured. Life before, without you, held nothing but sorrow. Now I live free from all misery. Lakshmi, desiring such a place at your lotus feet, executed austerities. Only after securing a place by your lotus feet did Lord Shiva attain his Shivatva, his quality of auspiciousness. Upon obtaining those feet, Lord Brahma became successful in life, and the great sage Narada Muni held those 2 feet to his heart. Your lotus feet drive away all fear. Having held them to my head, I dance in great ecstasy, singing their glories. Your lotus feet will deliver Bhaktivinoda from the perils, the dangers of worldly journey, the worldly journey. Okay. What happened? Oh, that's strange. We're not getting any sound. Maybe this way. Oh, yeah. Well, it worked yesterday. Interesting. Okay. Then we will do it a cappella. Or I could get my other harmonium, but that's a big action. Ekhona, Bujhinu prabhu, tomāra charana, aśokābhoyāmr pūrna aśokābhoyāmrita pūrna sarva-ks. Ekhona Bujhinu prabhu, tomāra charana, aśokābhoyāmrita pūrna sarva-ks. Sakala chadiya tuwā charana a-kamale, iyāchi aminata tava pada-tole. Sakala chadiya tuwā charana a-kamale, iyāchi aminata tava pada-tole. Tava pada-padma Raksibe amare a-kartā nahi e-bāra samsare. Tava pada-padma Raksibe amare a-kartā nahi e-bāra samsare. Amitava nitya-dāsa janinu e-bāra amara palana-bhāra Ekhona tomāra. Amitava nitya-dāsa janinu e-bāra amara pālana-bhāra Ekhona tomāra. Bado dukkha iyāchi swatantra jivane, dukkha dure gelo o pada-varan. Bado dukkha iyāchi swatantra jivane, dukkha dure gelo o pada-varan. Je pada lagiya Rama tapasya korila, je pada paya shiva shivatva lobila. Pada lagiya Rama tapasya korila, je pada paya shiva shivatva lobila. Je pada labiya Brahma kritartha hoila, je pada narada muni hridoye dorila. Je pada labiya Brahma kritartha hoila, je pada narada muni hridoye dorila. Se abhay pada shirete doriya, parama anande nachi pada gunagaya. Se abhay pada shirete doriya, parama anande nachi pada gunagaya. Samsara vipada hote Avasya udhar, Bhaktivinoda opad koribe tomāra, saṅsara vipada hote avasya udar, Bhaktivinoda opad koribe tomāra, Ekhona Bujhinu prabhu tomāra charana, aśokābhoyāmr pūrna sarva-ks. Ekhona Bujhinu prabhu tomāra charana, aśokābhoyāmr amrita pūrna sarva-ks. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ekon Bujhinu prabhu tomāra charana, aśokābhoyāmr pūrna sarva-ks or kana. I know now your divine feet are a refuge, free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. Ekhona means now, Bujhinu, I have understood, Prabhu, O Prabhu, tomāra charana, your lotus feet, aśokābhoyāmr amrita pūrna. This is very, very Sanskritic. So compounds you read backwards from the right to the left. So your charana are purna, they are full of amrita, nectar, abhaya, fearlessness, and ashoka, non-lamentation. Sarva-kshana, or in Bengali, sarva-kana, at every moment or at all moments. Sakala chadiya tuwā charana-kamale. At the soles of those lotus feet, I surrender myself and all my possessions. So sakala it's a more Bengali word for all or every. Chadiya, having renounced, given up. Tuwā charana-kamale, your lotus feet, kamala. Kamala means lotus. Iyāchi, I fall. Ami, I fall. Nata, O Lord, tava pada tale, at the soles of your feet. Tala, we have like Bhutale, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Tale means surface, the surface of the earth. And it also means the surface of the hand, the palm of the hand. And so we have karatala, is the symbols that we hold in the palms of our hands. So here we have pada-tala, the soles of the feet. Tava pada-padma nat Raksibe amare. Oh Lord, there is no other protection but you. Tava pada-padma, your lotus feet, another word for lotus, padma. Nata, O Lord, Raksibe, you will protect, future tense. Raksha-kartā, again, very Sanskritic, karta, a person who does something, who acts, is a karta. And here, raksha-karta, raksha-karta nahi, there is no other protector. Bhava-sam samsare, in this world of repeated birth and death, this world, this place of existence. Bhava just means existence. And then number 4, at last I know myself to be your eternal servant. Amitava nitya-dāsa, Bujhinu e-bāra. E-bāra means, again, now, this time, in this instance, at this time, Bujhinu, I have come to know. So before we had Bujhinu, understand, or I understood, and now Bujhinu, I know, I've come to know. Amitava nitya-dāsa, I am your eternal servant. Amar pālana-bhāra, akon tomāra. Whose maintenance you have assured. The Palana-bhāra, the maintenance. Assurance, bhara, I believe, means like burden. So you've accepted the burden of me. Tomāra is the possessive. So of you, now, Ekhona, Amar is possessive also. Palana-bhāra. I'm not exactly sure how it fits together. Boro dukkha payachi swatantra jivane. Life before, without you, held nothing but sorrow. Boro dukkha, big misery. Payachi, I obtained swatantra jivane as an independent jiva. So in this mood of being independent, I experience nothing but sorrow. Dukkha dure gelo, o pada-varan. Now I live free from all misery. Literally, the dukkha, misery, dure gela, has gone far away. O pada-varan, O you of choice feet, best feet, something like that. And then the next 2 verses are describing all those great personages who have done what Bhaktivinoda Thakura is now doing. Number 6, Lakshmi, desiring such a place at your lotus feet, executed austerities. Je pada lagiya Rama tapasya korila. Rama Devi is Lakshmi with the long A, Rama. Tapasya korila, she did austerities. Je pada lagiya, taking those feet, your feet, those feet, je pada. Je pada paya shiva shivatva lobila. Only after securing a place by your lotus feet did Lord Shiva attain his shivatva, his quality of auspiciousness. Shivatva. Shiva means auspicious, shivatva, auspiciousness. Number 7, upon obtaining those feet, Lord Brahma became successful in life. Pada labhya Brahma kritartha hoila. Krita artha is obtaining what one is endeavoring for. Hoila, it happened. Pada Narada Muni hridoye dorila. And Narada Muni, taking those, he took those feet, dorila, into his heart, hridoye. Number 6, your lotus feet drive away all fear. Number 8, se aboy pada shirete dorya. Okay, shirete dorya. Here it's translated driving away. Sounds like from the head. Okay, now I understand. Having held them to my head, shirete dorya. I dance in great ecstasy, parama anande nachi, which, padaguna gaya, singing their glories, singing the glories of your lotus feet, padaguna. Guna has, sometimes it has the sense of something we don't want, like the 3 gunas. But in this context, it's qualities or virtues, padaguna. And finally, samsara vipada, hoite, avasya udhar, Bhaktivinoda, e-bāra, koribe tomāra. Your lotus feet will deliver Bhaktivinoda from the perils of the worldly journey. Here we get the future tense again, koribe. O pada, those feet, those very feet, whose feet? Tomāra, your feet. Samsara vipada, the dangers, vipada, of samsara, hoite, avasya udhar. Udara, delivering, and avasya, I think, is with certainty. So Bhaktivinoda Thakura is expressing confidence. Again, of course, the theme of taking shelter of the Lord is the theme throughout all of these songs, because that's what Saranagati is about. Taking shelter, taking refuge in the Lord. And here Bhaktivinoda is expressing his confidence that this is the right thing to do. The best thing to do is to take shelter, but now the specific value of taking shelter is protection. And the clear message is here that the only protection is the Lord. Tava pada-padma Raksibe amare ar rakshakarta nahi e-bāra samsari. There's no one else who can protect us. He's giving examples of others. You can say celebrities, cosmic celebrities, none less than Lakshmi Devi, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni. He says they've all taken shelter of you. And so let me follow in their footsteps. And we're reminded in the final verse, samsara vipada, this world is a place of perils, of danger. vipada. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. There's danger. Danger at every step. But udar, one is uplifted if one bows down. We're talking about Boy George's song, Bow Down, Mister. I was talking with the Chennai devotees, bow down, mister. So we bow down, and by bowing down, we are uplifted. We are brought above the sphere of danger, which is this world of samsara. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki jai. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's see. Watching the time. Time is going quickly. I'm taking too much time with this. Do we have any show and tell today?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, we have two. First is Nandamayi Mataji, then Viralalita Mataji.
Okay.
Nandamayi Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I want to show something. This is a song of about Lord Jagannath, his glorification of his holy names. And I will show you this. And this is connected with the puja. So I think it's a good ending for the Purushottama month of the Lord of Purushottama, Lord Jagannath. So I will show you, but I don't know where it is. Disappeared. Zoom. Okay, this is this.
I'm not hearing any audio. Is there some audio? Maybe the volume needs to go up.
No, sorry, nobody told me. It's okay now. It should work.
No.
No.
It's.
Sorry.
If I can say, you have to also share audio.
This means, what does it mean? Okay. I don't know. Its sound is okay here in this film. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if this is working. It was nice song, so I was thinking very nice to present this.
Anyway, it's nice to see Lord Jagannath.
Yeah. They sung about Jagannatha, a-kamale, Purushottama. This was the song. I will show you, maybe this will work. Another, there is the song. Maybe this is there is the sound now. No,
I'm very, very faint. Very hard to hear.
So I will only tell you about this, that ISKCON devotees from Maryland, Baltimore, I think, they made Radha Yatra with the cars. They put Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra in the car, and they drove them. So this is the pandemic Radha Yatra. But seems that the Jagannaths are very happy with this kind of Radha Yatra this year. And I heard, I saw also in Jagannath Puri this year, they made this Ratha Yatra. Despite the pandemic, the square was empty and only police was there. So the police was, you know, pulling the cart of Jagannath. So this is okay. So thank you. It doesn't work, so it doesn't work. So I will stop sharing.
Anyway, thank you. And at least we got Jagannath Darshan in this way. And we can imagine the sound of the song.
Oh, it was very nice. Sorry. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Then, Dira Lalita.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. My mind will be very short and also practical. As Guru Maharaj was saying about meditation that comes from the heart out, I was thinking about which Prabhupada said that there is only one ruler, and he quotes the Ishvara Parama Krishna from Brahma Samhita, and then that I thought that Krishna deserves a special place in my heart. So and also this morning I read in Canto 2, Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, verse 31. It's just partial translation of the verse, where Krishna said that the art of affection is his thief, and the most alluring illusory material energy is his smile. So I'm sort of attracted to flowers very much, and being a pujari for over 20 years, I'm attracted to decorating Krishna and offering Krishna fragrant flowers. So I was thinking to impose a little tip on everyone again with planting a very fragrant flower that could actually start flowering in December, January, February. And it is a flower called hyacinth. In English, it's called Zumbu in Croatian. It's called, in Spanish, it's called Flor de Jacinto. And Polish is called Fiat Jacinto. And Italian is called Fiore di Giacinto. So the flower looks like this.
Yeah.
And these are bulbs that, if they are planted just in a small pot, let's say half a liter or a pint of soil, this week, and put in a dark place, it will take about 6 weeks for the bulb to germinate, and it will flower around mid-December. So from December till the February, you can have a beautiful, fragrant flowers for the Lord, and also tulips. They're very fragrant tulips as well, and it's very easy, and it has very, very good fragrance. That was a very, very show tell. It's one more practical one for incoming Kartik. Is I'm a very practical person. I hope one day I can get as deep in my meditation and heart. So this is a pot with sand in it, or you can put a soil or whatever and tap it hard. And these are candles. That's for the offering of candles to Damodar month. And then when you offer the candle, you just stick them in the sand, and then that can burn to the end after the offering. That's just a little something that I prepared for myself in advance, because here in England we have a lot of Indian communities who are celebrating Kartik, and in surrounding shops you cannot actually get the candles, these small candles. So I've prepared it from before, and that would be my little show and tell for everyone. And also, I just want to tell you one secret to everyone, that Guru Maharaj really likes and loves these hyacinth flowers, because they're very, very fragrant. Sorry, Guru Maharaj.
Telling secrets. Oh no. Terrible. Now it's not a secret anymore.
Well, it's just a secret for the disciples,
Oh, I see. Okay.
that they can all grow to offer it to you,
Okay.
to Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Can I try again with this song? Because I had this, maybe I will just take it out and the sound will be from the computer. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Try.
All right. Couple of minutes.
If you want. If
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. I will be right back myself.
Okay.
Mataji, at the bottom of the screen, you share screen. At the bottom, you have a small checkbox, share with computer audio. So you just, when you selecting the screen to share, at the bottom of that very window, you have one small additional, I think, checkbox which you need to check. So it will share audio as well.
Share computer. But this is.
When you click share screen, and in the bottom of that screen, when you select the window to share,
I know, but
you should have some additional checkbox at the bottom. Can you please check?
yes, I put it, but you know, this sharing screen doesn't work so much. I must escape and minimize the screen and take it from my yeah, from, oh, this will be like that. Now it's okay?
Yes,
now
now
it's
it works.
okay?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we should wait for Maharaj, yeah? Or just put it?
Yeah, you can maybe put it now, because we will have a guest
Yeah.
speaker.
Okay.
So this is, I think, not exactly the Jagannath Ashtakam.
No, no, no.
It's some other prayers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Right.
So we got the idea now. Now we can mentally put that together with the arti to Lord Jagannath.
Yeah, that's nice. These are the names of Lord Jagannath.
Oh, okay.
Only the names.
Oh, I see.
Glorification of the names of the Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. All right. So let's see now. Oh, what is our time? Okay. We're getting close to our time for our guest. Let's see who all is here, and let's see what are all the, if there's something on chat I should check. More instruction from Dira Lalita about taking care of these flowers, I think. And Divya Singha is giving us something about Jagannath Ashtakam. Oh, he's giving us the translation of the first verse. Sometimes Sri Jagannatha Deva makes supremely sweet melodious music with his flute within the groves along the banks of the Yamuna. Like a bee thirsty for honey, he jubilantly relishes the lotus faces of the gopis. His feet are offered worship by great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Ganesha. May Jagannatha Swami kindly enter the pathway of my vision. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava Tume. It's interesting that this verse describes Krishna, Lord Jagannath, as playing his flute. And we may wonder, because we don't see, his hands are such that it's hard to imagine them playing a flute. And I was thinking about this also. One devotee wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada, a pujari, asking him, asking Prabhupada, could they offer a flute to Srila Prabhupada? And Prabhupada wrote back perhaps one of the heaviest letters he ever wrote, telling this devotee not to speculate. And that he should just follow the established way of doing the worship. Anyway, that's another subject. But right now, I'm happy to welcome our mystery guest. Can we see who this is, Dharmagupta?
Yes, I would like to invite. Yes, let's see.
Ah, there. His Holiness Sacinandana Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining us.
It is certainly my pleasure to see you and to be invited into your very exalted assembly of disciples and well-wishers. It is very...
We know you are very busy. I just heard, I think yesterday, that you were speaking to devotees in Turkey, and yeah, so many places around the world. So it's our good fortune and for you to be with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think all of those who are on this call do know how much history there is between His Holiness Krishna Kshetra Maharaj and myself, and also how much affectionate history is there. So there's nothing nicer than to respond to an invitation of an affectionate friend. I think when Maharaj said, you are having this Saturday Sanga and you would he invited me to participate, I was very excited. After all, when we leave this world, one of the great questions which we will ask ourselves is, how much present was I in relationships that mattered? And of all those relationships that matter, affectionate relationships are very high ranked.
Yes.
Maharaj has invited me to talk on a subject matter that is the holy Dham, and I thought I would contribute in the 15 minutes or so which I am with you in sound. I will also continue to look a little bit.
Please, before you continue, let me, however, say that you are not limited to 15 minutes. You're welcome to speak longer, and perhaps also the two of us can have a bit of discussion. But in any case, please go ahead. Yeah. But again, before that, I think all of us, we want to offer you our humble pranams. Vancha kalpatarum yascha kripasin yevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, what was in your mind, if I may ask, when you requested me to talk on my experience with the holy Dham? I think you have thought a little bit about it, knowing you very well, and perhaps it is good that you frame a little bit the discussion so that it is more valuable, maybe.
Yes. All of us have been discussing over the last weeks in a kind of abstract way, based on writings of His Holiness Shivaram Swami, in his introduction to his 8-volume book, Navavraja Mahima, he gives quite extensive discussion about the nature of the Dhama and how there is, first of all, aprakrita Dhama and then aprakata Dham, sorry, and then the prakata Dhama in various forms, 5 altogether. And so we've been discussing in rather abstract terms, I would say. And maybe by now the devotees are getting a little bit fatigued with this abstract discussion. And so I was thinking, for one thing, there are some devotees who have never had the opportunity to go to India, what to speak of Vrindavan. And yourself, I know, have been going to Vrindavan, but as I see it, in a different way than most Western devotees. Most of us, when we go to Vrindavan, we go for perhaps a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. Sometimes devotees go for a longer period, and of course there are devotees who live there, and some will stay for a longer time there and perhaps study Shastra. But when you go each year, I know you have your retreats at Govardhan, and I'm always kind of envious of the devotees who go at that time because I'm usually busy with other things at that time. But then after this retreat, if I'm not mistaken, you then go into a sort of double retreat. You go into your own quite reclusive retreat in order to focus on your own sadhana and so on. And because you're doing this, especially in the Holy Dham, I believe in Vraja for the most part, although perhaps not always, I was just thinking you would have insights, realization, whatever you think you can share with a group like us that could help us. I've been telling devotees that we can do Dhamma seva from a distance. We can hear about, we can remember, we can long to be there. All these are forms of seva. But still, it's all a little abstract. So, does that sound doable?
Yes, yes, yes.
Maybe I can ask, first of all, when was the first time that you went to Vrindavan?
It was in 74. And I remember my first question was, where are the doorknobs here at the doors? They all had these, other type of ways of opening the doors, and I missed the doorknobs, the door handles. I think it's called door handles.
Yeah.
What to speak of the German bread and butter. I had a profound reorientation, and then I saw many things which were just so unsettling to me because they were from clearly a different culture. I remember, I'm just reading the book of a mutual friend, David Haberman. He said when he first came to Vrindavan, everyone stared at him and he felt like a total stranger. Only Mahesh could save him, the cloth dealer who invited him for a cup of chai. So then he calmed down, but that was only a brief moment of respite. Then a ascetic person with jatas, matted hair, came and with a fierce glance demanded to have 5 rupees. Now, Professor Haberman had been instructed in Delhi, in the Goethe Institute, where he was briefed for what is India and what to expect in India. He had been briefed, when a beggar comes and asks you for money, give him 30 paisas, not more. And that's enough. That's fine. So when the man with the wild gaze and the ascetic appearance, this yogi-like person, demanded 5 rupees, Professor Haberman took out his wallet and gave him 30 paisa, thinking he is very educated and it will work now. He will be, the person will be satisfied. But the man continued to demand 5 rupees, and he thought, okay, let me get rid of him. And he gave him 2 rupees. And the yogi just took the 2 rupee note, pressed it together, and water came out of his hand. Up till now, Professor Haberman is not knowing how from a dry 2 rupee note a bucket of water could come. So he then gave him his 5 rupees and thought better. I'm telling this in a humorous way, but when I first came to Vrindavan, I suffered from the same thing, a profound culture shock. But it is this, shock and the resulting discomfort which is perhaps necessary to shake us out of our mental prisons, our thought structures, our way we view reality, our way we respond to the demands of the world around us. I was just now preaching to someone, and I gave him the image. We are like little children whose whole reality is focused and limited by a little puppet house where little girls play in puppet houses, and all they think is about the chairs and how to move the chairs, and then there is a kitchen and what to cook in the kitchen, and then there's a sleeping room and when to go put the little puppets to sleep. In the same way, we are totally in our own little box, and true spiritual life means to be willing to look at other realities. And perhaps this is one of the experimental points in distinguishing these 2 dimensions of the Dham. There's a visible dimension. It's also called Drisyaman, that what I can see with my eyes, and that which is manifested to my senses, including my mind. And then there is this other dimension, the spiritual dimension, which is also called, it's called aprakat, but also adrishyaman. You don't see it. It is there. For me, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj and all those who are at this time with us, visiting the Dham is always done with the desire to meet Krishna, to to enter that invisible dimension where Krishna is there, his arrangements are there, where I can really perceive the holy name as it is, not just a sound vibration, not just a song accompanied with folklore instruments, but as a manifestation of God in sound. All these things are not visible, and yeah, I guess it requires a prayer to go into this adrishyaman, this not visible, this spiritual zone or place. I always think when I go to Vrindavan, there are two doors. A pink door and a green door. The pink door leads me to a colorful place in Uttar Pradesh, and the green door leads me into the home of Krishna, where his pastimes are still going on. I have always struggled with finding the right entrance, the right perspective, the right door, if you so want. Because, you know, when monkeys terrorize the rooftops of a place, when there's very loud loudspeakers going on, when there is environmental pollution, which is very hard to tolerate, how then to come to the spiritual dimension? It's almost like remembering you're an eternal soul on the dental chair, you know, when you're fighting with the pain of the all too visible instruments of the dentist. I would like to share with all of you one of the many experiences where I felt I was jolted, I was taken and strongly brought or pulled into the spiritual dimension of Vrindavan. It is true, I have been going to Vrindavan since yes, more than 20 years now on my personal retreats, where I chant extra rounds for a whole month. And I remember one day I thought, let me leave the place where I am, these four walls in which I usually stay and chant, and let me go to Giriraj himself. So I took a bicycle, drove around Govardhan, and found a nice sitting place in the forest near Jatipur. You know, when it comes after Jatipur, very forested, green area, very nice trees, very seclusive. It's here in this forest where we started with our international Govardhan retreats. So I knew some nice trees there, so I went to a tree. I could see Giriraj, the sacred mountain, just in front of me. When I looked back, I saw a monkey tribe, but they were fortunately busy with their own monkey activity. They were peacefully there, and I could see by the way they were busy, they were well busy, they wouldn't come and disturb me. So I sat, and I must say, that day I had started on a bad foot. My chanting was not going well. I was distracted. I was physically exhausted already by chanting my extra rounds, sitting for so long. I was also not so sure if Krishna cares, or if Krishna hears me, or if Krishna is in any way involved, impressed perhaps, or appreciates this attempt of chanting more for his pleasure. I felt sad because I always thought I'm dealing since quite some time with the silence of God. Why is he silent? Why is he not speaking to his devotees? Or if speaking is too much to expect, why is he not making arrangements for his devotees? I think all of us, most of you are, if not all, are practicing devotees. They sometimes wonder, why is he silent? Why could this happen? Why this divorce between these good devotees? Why this politics at such a nice temple where friends became bitter enemies? Why? Why is he tolerating all of this? After all, everyone is only trying to satisfy him. Why did this first-class devotee catch cancer? Or why did Bhakti Charu Maharaj die in such a way and leave his body in such a way? Why is the Lord silent? So I was, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj knows this. I joined very young. I have still a young person in me, and I was thinking, you are silent. You are silent. I am trying to chant, but you are silent. Can you please just give me a sign that you care? I am like this. What can I do? A little unconventional maybe, or a formalistic approach of spirituality, but I am the man of the heart. So I asked this question. It's just a little sign which I, with my conditioned senses, can appreciate. And then I thought, anyways, I should not demand. Who am I to demand? Let me just chant dutifully. And I forgot how do we say this? My demanding voice. I found my chanting voice again. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All of us, as I chanted, I heard some screeching, just maybe 20 meters away from me. There was this loud noise, and I'm looking, it was really loud, and I'm seeing the following scene, which for me was a response of the Lord. For me, this scene was that the invisible, that the not manifest, that the reality of Krishna, which is not manifest to the material senses, had now reached out to me and given me something which would instill or return my enthusiasm. What I saw, my dear devotees, was a snake, probably a cobra, making its way towards me. Now, those who have been in Vrindavan do know that many sadhus have died by being bitten by these poisonous snakes. It was one of those where a bite is deadly. It came fast towards me, but it was interrupted or interceded by two green parrots who attacked the snake in the head area. That is all what I could see. Maybe they went for the eyes or so, and the snake was irritated because they attacked with beaks, and it's called talons, I understand, these nails which they have. And the snake just was very irritated. Now those who are in Vrindavan, many times, they know parrots don't mess with snakes. That is the best way to say in English. They, you can see peacocks doing that, or these mongoose, but never ever these delicate parrots. It's just not, these two species have nothing to do with each other. Maybe some snakes eat the eggs of parrots, not maybe for sure, but parrots run away when that happens. They fly away. So these parrots were acting against all what the genetic codex gives as options to parrots, or let's make it simple. These parrots acted in atypical ways. They don't do it. And the snake was irritated, and I could use that split second, 30 seconds, to understand everything, to jump up and run, because that's what you do when such snakes are around. You make the greatest possible distance between these deadly creatures. So I ran, and from time to time I looked back in the running, as I was running, and I could see that the snake was, I heard some sound, at least I thought I heard, and then the snake changed its course and went towards Giriraj, where they have their caves. So I had prayed, please give me a sign, my Lord, a sign by which I can see that you care for me. And I felt Giriraj had given me a sign by inspiring these parrots to protect my life, and they couldn't stop the snake, but they could irritate it enough that it couldn't proceed as quick as it needed to come to me and bite me. And the snake was still, until I jumped up, first you are shocked, and then your mind tries to now deal, and I don't think the mind has time to think. It's more an instinctive reaction, but it takes time from sitting and chanting to jumping up. Your whole body needs to be rewired for that function. It was just enough time was there to escape. I think Giriraj said, I protect you. See, you who always need these visible proofs. See, I protect you, I'm there. I'm the Lord of this area. No one who does bhajan here is not protected by me. I have protected you. I have heard your prayer. You now give up your doubt. And my dear devotees, if someone would now try to dissuade me, no, this was an exceptional thing, no, this was not an answer of God, I can say, yes, for you it was not, but for me it was. The Lord will always respond to His devotees according to their belief, their faith. He will answer in a way His devotee can understand. And that was a language I can understand, not a very high language. Maybe for some of you, a scholar, it would have been enough to look at a Sanskrit text where the Lord explains the three qualities of a worthy shelter, and he would have, yes, that would be the way the Lord would talk to the scholar. Maybe he would make him attentive of a Sanskrit text. For me, at that moment, although I also very much believe that the Lord speaks to us through his Grantha avatar, his appearance as the holy scripture, or Prabhupada translates this as literary incarnation. Yes, the Lord speaks like this also, but at that time, at this moment where I was desperate, where I was weak, where I was thinking about the silence of the Lord and was having a little difficulty with this. At this moment, I clearly believe he spoke to me like this. I'm
Very
telling.
nice.
I'm
Thank
telling.
you.
Thank you. You are our saintly person, and you draw spirituality from me.
Maharaj, can I prompt you to comment on a short paragraph which I've read just today from Mathura Mandala Parikrama. This is a translation of the fifth wave of Bhakti Ratnakar of Srila Narahari Chakravarti Thakur. And I'll just read, and then maybe you would like to comment. The Adi Varaha Purana states, quote, if there are two brahmanas, one living in Mathura with no knowledge of the Vedas, and the other a scholar in all four Vedas who lives outside Mathura, you should abandon the scholar to feed the ignorant Mathura Brahmana. Although a farmer of Mathura may be wicked and irreligious, nevertheless, he is respectable to me because a Mathuravasi is always the extension of my form. He Vasundare, all the residents of Mathura are personifications of me. If you feed one Brahmana of Mathura, you earn the same virtue of feeding millions of other Brahmanas. The Mathuravasis are certainly worshipped by me as they are very dear to me. When a resident of Mathura feels satisfied, then I also feel satisfied. There is no doubt of this. The places where they reside are certainly holy places, and their houses are full of auspiciousness. Would you like to comment on this?
Yes, there is a visible dimension. We can see that scholar is not from Mathura, doesn't know the scriptures. We can see the farmer who was mentioned in this quotation, who may behave in wicked ways even. That is the visible dimension. But then there is the invisible dimension. There was once a scholar from South India who had heard about this phenomena, that in Vrindavan there is more than what meets the eye. You know, that's an American, I think, expression. There's much more than meets the eye. And he went there and wanted to, eat. He wanted to eat prasadam in the temples of Braj, because he had heard Krishna is at home in Braj, more than in any other place. And so he approached a farmer and said, I want to eat holy food, prasad. And the farmer was just eating a roti, and he took a part of the roti. It's a traditional story. There is a Madhavananda. He published this, and he gave that scholar, Baka scholar, some of the roti which was still, had still some of his saliva to eat. And the farmer said, offense. The scholar said, offense, I don't eat your food, I want to eat holy food. At that moment, the story goes, Krishna appeared and said, eat it, because whatever the Vrajavasis eat, they eat, I eat it. It is my Mahaprasad. You please eat. I mean, when Krishna had appeared to this scholar, he thought, okay, this is true. He was overwhelmed by Krishna's presence and ate it. A visible and an invisible dimensions. The Brijbasis may sometimes be tough people. That's what you see. There may be gundas who stop your taxi with a gun and say, money, money, radhe, 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 money, money. and you don't think this is how saintly people who are close to God behave. What is visible to you, that is one thing. But I have made amazing experiences in Vrindavan. I have seen animals coming to participate in the Artik and howling the Artik song along. You know, a dog. You know, and so on. You see a dog, and here is a soul who is maybe having his last birth before he goes back home, back to Godhead. I have seen people who stopped me wanting money, and I said, I smiled. You have to always smile, as if everything is a joke. You never should get angry when someone is angry at you. When someone attacks you, then you smile and laugh as if this is the greatest joy in life. That's the way you deal with Brijbasis. And I've seen them turning around 100%, paying their obeisances to I mean, I'm not saying this because of me, but paying the obeisances to me, inviting me to their homes, showing me their altars. I think whenever we have an unpleasant encounter with a brahmana, with a farmer, with anyone and anything in Vrindavan, we should see it as a mirror which is placed before us, showing us that really this is only a mirror image which we see in the mirror of our own face, of our own unresolved issues, of our own dirt within the heart. And with this attitude, at least, Vrindavan turns, you enter the dimension, or the inner dimension of Vrindavan. Because this is such a subject, unpleasant encounters with Vrishbasis, and are they saints? Are they not saints? Are they normal people from Uttar Pradesh? What is it? I thank you that you have, in your sensitive way, brought up the subject of dealing with human beings and dealing there with the visible and the invisible dimension. I would like to end with one little story which one of my god brothers told me. I think you might know him. His name was something Bhagavat, maybe Acharya, from Australia. Quite, what? Bhagavat Ashraya. And you know, he had an encounter with a rickshaw driver. They had agreed on one fare, on one price, and then the rickshaw driver wanted, when they arrived, he wanted one third more. They had, like, the price was 20 rupees and he wanted 50 rupees at the end of the drive. Maybe that's now it's more money, but it's an old story. And he said, we had agreed 30 rupees, now you want 50 rupees. This is not good, you are a cheater, and so on. And then this rickshaw driver came at him and he grabbed him and shook him, money, 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 50 rupees. And finally, this person, the devotee, was so unsettled and upset, he must have had a long, difficult day, that he took his fist and just punched this person in the face. The moment this was done, the person became very serious. He took his cloth, he wiped away the blood, and he just went away with his rickshaw. And this devotee understood, oh no, this is how you solve conflicts in Australia, not in Vrindavan. He just, you know, and he felt something, oh no, I really did a mistake. And he took out a 100 rupee note and he tried to put it on the settle, you know, of the bicycle rickshaw, you know, where the rickshaw walla sits. Is it called settle? Mm. Yes, he put it, but this rickshaw driver just wiped the note away. He didn't want to have it. He paid his obeisances to the rickshaw driver because he could feel some other dimension was now entering, and he was able to perceive differently than before. The adrishyaman, the invisible reality, started to work on him, but he couldn't make good his offense. He never saw the rickshaw driver again. He left the 100 rupee notes in the dust. A child ran and took it. But he knew now the sinful reactions will descend on me. And he said for 10 years he could not go back to Vrindavan. Therefore, there are some rules, 10 rules which are a must for every pilgrim. He can never break these rules, so that he doesn't get into a conflict where all of a sudden he has done aparat and then there is a punishment for the aparat. For instance, one rule is to never ever display violence towards any resident of the holy Dham. Not even, not even a tree you should break a branch and so on, because, yes, it's there. I have always seen these things as tests, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, when unpleasant encounters are there. And I had many of them. I had gundas pointing guns at the car in which I was, and we needed to respond on that level, do something clever so that the gundas didn't get hold of us on that level. But I have always understood tests are there because, yes, only those who are qualified can hope to enter the invisible dimension of the holy name, that the holy name is Krishna. Only those who are qualified can hope to see Krishna in the pages of the Bhagavatam. And certainly only those who are qualifying can meet Krishna in the holy Dham.
Maharaj, can you also say, I'm thinking you have also, from your considerable time in Vrindavan and Braj, you have come to know also some very special, very saintly people there, sadhus, isn't it?
Yes. You're trying to save your audience that they are not shocked and do not want to go to Vrindavan.
Yeah, they're going to be frightened. Maybe I should never go there.
Maharaj, you spoke about culture shock. You spoke about, and my dear devotees, see, this is why I love Krishna Kshetra Maharaj. He is a sattvic person. He wants balance, and most of the people are just wonderful. Yes, Prabhupada had spoken about this one widow who lived in the same temple where he lived, the Radha Damodar temple. And this lady had gone every morning, even in the winter, to the Yamuna river and taken a lota of Yamuna water and brought it to the pujari who was, tending to the deity, giving him a bath and changing the cloth and all the other activities. So there was a curtain here, Prabhupada explained it, and behind the curtain was the deity. This widow comes every single day with a lota of Yamuna water, puts it just before the curtain, and then at the proper time, the pujari comes and grabs the lota. He doesn't even look, because the widow will always bring that lota with the Yamuna water and then uses it for his puja. So one day, the pujari makes like this, with the hand to get the lota, but no lota is there. Then he continues his puja without Yamuna water, and afterwards goes to Srila Prabhupada and says, she has gone back home, back to Godhead. Because he understood, the widow will always, as long as she lives, bring her lota for the service of Krishna. And later, this was confirmed. They found the widow in her little cell-like room. She had gone from her body. So you meet many people like this, and when they see devotees chanting and doing spiritual activities, they are so hospitable. Like last year, we went, a few of us, we like to go through Vrindavan We call it Braj roaming. And we came to a place, we were very hungry, and we said, could we please eat? And they immediately give you the house. I always need to take a rest when I'm tired. Then they cooked these rotis and made these amazing preparations and serve you, and they don't want money and so on. Especially everyone on this call, please take note, when you do bhajan, when they can see you're doing spiritual activities, like when we do Braj roaming, we usually sing and sing the holy name and so on. They love you. They feel, I want to support them. They will give you money, and they will take care of you in many, 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 many ways. And saints, wow, my dear devotees, these saints which you see, you really begin to see they live Krishna consciousness. When you see them doing bhajan and they cry because they long to be with Radha, you know, oh, this might take many years, many lifetimes, I wanted to say. When they speak to you, oh, so you need translator because there's, yes, some speak English, but usually the English speaking, anyways, I don't want to go in this direction. When you see these local saints, oh, you really feel how much austerity they do, how strong their bhajan is, how deep their longing is, like this one, and how much they can tolerate. It's amazing, you know. It is amazing. Like I know many saints I have seen, and many bhajan people. You know, when you go every year and you stay 2 months, people will see you and they will come like you. Huh? That means they want to know who are you, what are you doing, and then you speak in broken names and broken words. Nam, nam, nam. You show your beat back and you go, nam, 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 vrata. Ha, ha, ha. Then they say, ha, ha, and you know, they mean it, and so on.
Maharaj, thank you. This is so much Amrita. We have, I think, two devotees who would like to ask you questions. Can we keep you a bit longer?
Yes, this, you know, when you're in the family, time has to fly out of the window, but I have to say we have 12 more minutes.
You have to watch.
Because I have to run to another thing.
Yes. So I think Sugopi, you wanted to speak, to ask something?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. In fact, I was getting tears while hearing about Vrindavan. Just 2 weeks back, I was there. I stay in Gurgaon, like 130 kilometers from Vrindavan. I have this question, like all these years, I have been visiting Vrindavan almost every month, and I have so much mood for Vrindavan. In fact, from my terrace, I look over to the south to visualize Vrindavan while chanting. I love to go to terrace because I can see that far in the south. But recently, I also love cows. I want to serve cows, and I stay in an apartment. I don't have trees and plants. So recently, I have this desire of settling in Mayapur. But 2 weeks back, when I was in Vrindavan, I was completely in complete puzzlement. What should I do? Like, I have so much attachment for Vrindavan. As you said, like whenever I'm there, I'm completely emotional. I find the Krishna everywhere. So what do I do for my future? Like whether it's Mayapur or Vrindavan? Or can I share my time in Mayapur where I can have cow or trees. Can you please enlighten?
How our devotees, no? Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, our devotees are wonderful. What a wonderful, first of all, congratulations that you have this attachment. This is Krishna's mercy on you. He has given you this very first-class attachment to first-class things in your heart, and that will remove the not-so-good attachments. When our good Krishna-conscious attachments are growing, the other attachments which might trouble us at times will go. So I can only give one opinion. You please ask other devotees whom you trust also for their opinion, but what I would do is I would go sometime to Mayapur and pray to the Lord of Mayapur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, please give me a sign where I should go. And then you do the same thing in Vrindavan and you pray there. Please give me signs that I know. And then eventually it will become clear. Also, you might consider just normal factors, like where is it possible for you to find a good residence, a good accommodation. And you could always go and, from one place, either Mayapur or Vrindavan, to the other place, either Mayapur and Vrindavan. Your attachment is good. This is a good dilemma. It is not a problematic dilemma. You need to now see, if you at all need to see. Go first to Mayapur, pray there, see also living accommodations, then go to Vrindavan, pray there, see also living accommodations there, and then some plan will come from the heart. In this month, this is the last day of the Purushottam month, we always, devotees, read the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita daily, and the Purushottam Yoga, and there's this verse, Avasya chaham Hridi Sanivishtu, I'm situated in the heart, and from me come knowledge, remembering, and forgetfulness. Let Krishna make the choice for you. Then you will also be happy. Bring it to bring this question to him, and then do the two places as we discussed, and something will become very clear. You will not be bewildered any longer. You will be very clear. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Nice answer. I think there's also, is Madhayanti with us? I think Madhayanti Mataji had a question.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my obeisances. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna Krishna Kshetra Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I would like to ask one question because it's time now when we cannot presently go to Vraj. And I was thinking how Vrijbasis usually served us a lot, how to prepare us for the meeting again with the Dham, how to serve them, what's the best way when we reach there. I remember once the shopkeeper, when I came something to buy for my deities, he opened his box and he said, you don't need to pay, you can pay from my own money. That's that's their mood. So I'm thinking how to prepare myself. We are now in the situation when we cannot go physically there. So what to do.
In our scriptures, it is always said, when you cannot go physic. I also want to ask Krishna Kshetra Maharaj to contribute to this question. My answer would be, when you cannot go physically to the Dham, you can do so mentally. So what many devotees do is they do parikramas in their mind, like Govardhan parikrama, Vrindavan parikrama, Vashana parikrama. It is very, very satisfying when you do it. You really feel as if being there, because I think Shivaram Maharaj has informed, and others have informed, that one of the meanings of Dham means splendor. The Dham spreads its splendor like the sun spreads its rays, which means that the Dham is all-pervading. So this may be high-sounding philosophy for us at this stage, but we can experience something of it when we mentally go, even in Sarajevo or Berlin, on a Govardhan parikrama, and sit there and chant in our mind and remember maybe certain pastimes which took place there. So in this way we can definitely be there. This is as far as going to the Dham, and as you were also speaking of interacting with Brijbasis, maybe serving them. I would, when Vasudev couldn't give the cows on the appearance of his darling boy Krishna in the prison in Mathura, he gave, I don't know what, 10,000 cows mentally in charity to the brahmanas. So you can do something like this, or if you want to help specifically, there are now devotees doing service in Braj, and they have different, let me say, Food for Life or Braj Care or other charitable institutions who serve the Brijbasis like this. You can send your good donation there. Even, I know in Sarajevo we are a little poor, so we can send a few euros maybe. So that either mentally or in other ways you can do. Thank you. I would love to hear from Krishna Kshetra Maharaj. What can we do when we cannot go to the Holy Dham? I will also go a little over time until you have given the my next thing is really at 4 o'clock. So, but I need to still prepare something, so I can keep a little over time. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. I think your answer is quite complete. I will just add, I like to sometimes add what I call footnote. Someone called it lotus footnote, but anyway, a footnote to what you've said is that if you have been in the Holy Dham in the past, it means you have memories, and perhaps now is the time to in a sense, fix those memories by doing some writing, by just making some, it can be even what in English literary world is called stream of consciousness. You don't even worry about proper sentences or anything. There's some really wonderful example of this in Hayagriva Prabhu's book called Vrindavan Days, and he is sharing his experience being in Vrindavan at the time when Srila Prabhupada was there in 1972. And there's one beautiful description of waking up in the morning at the Radha Damodar temple. They're sleeping on the roof, and it's all just impressions. It's the sounds and the smells as the morning starts to come. So you might think of doing something like this, just, yes, remembering, but then also some writing. That would be I'm always trying to encourage devotees to write, so kind of you can expect. Maharaj, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us. I know I have great appreciation. I'm I'm very bad at expressing, but it's been really very nice for you to spend this time with us. Now we've discovered this medium, all of us, of you know, this kind of Zoom seva or whatever makes it possible. We have devotees in Argentina who are online just now. We have in other parts, we have in Boston, and yes, Sarajevo, we don't usually see Madayanti Mataji. She's hiding, and in many places. So we're so fortunate that you have come and shared all of this with us, which gives us so much now to digest about the Holy Dham. So I think we will end here, and we will again have our session next Saturday at this time. We call it Saturday Sanga. So I will say, Maharaj, thank you so much. Again, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Krishna
Ananta
Kshetra
Bhakti
Maharaj ki
Vaishnava ki
jai.
jai. And thank you all for joining us again. Gaur Premanande Hari.
Thank
Bol.
you. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. What a wonderful surprise.
Hare Krishna.
We may have some more surprises coming up.
Yes.
Thank you, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj. Madayanti is here.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Okay.
Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Yeah.